Hello, today we are looking at fixing a djembe drum. You can see here this one's been damaged. A friend of mine, Ewan, it was at an event for Band of Brothers, and yeah, I've been tasked with trying to mend it, so I need to put a new skin on it. First of all, I'm just sort of looking around and seeing where all the ties are to take all of the rope off, and it's been tied around a bit. So first of all, I'll just remove the rope. If you haven't clicked subscribe already, please do, and I hope you enjoy this video. So yeah, first of all, I was just looking around to see where the end of the rope was to try and kind of untie it. If I'd done it again, I probably would do it a little bit quicker than this, but yeah, there's a little tie there, and you can see the handle, which was pretty good, is roughly where they sort of start threading round the rope. So finding that and then sort of working backwards was how I did it. But I was playing with a knot or two that later on I just got a bit frustrated and just cut it off, and I should have done that earlier because it does make getting it through all of these little hoops a right nightmare. And I was trying to do it one-handed quite often just to sort of film it. So yeah, it was quite time consuming, but yeah, there you go. You can see me kind of getting it through all of the little hoops for quite a while, but yeah, so I could have done it a bit faster. There we go, just removing it from one side. And there we go, the drum skin has come off, and you can see there's like two rings which clip either side of the skin. One of it's sort of in the perimeter of the skin, and the other one sort of clips beside it. So you can see this, there we go, that metal ring is sort of going to be have the goat skin wrapped around it. Okay, so I measured the drum, so it's a 10-inch drum, but you need a bit more to sort of overlap at the edge. So 14 inches, I would say that was plenty. But yeah, if you have got a drum, do measure it. And bought the skin. I'll put the link in the comments, a goat skin, and you have to soak it for over an hour, I'd say. So I probably did it for about an hour or so. But yeah, you can see it kind of changes colour and gets far more sort of elastic or sort of stretchy. So that's what you want when you're actually putting it on the ring. So now it's nice and soaked. I kind of got it out and went about, you can see, yeah, look at that. It's a bit like a pancake. Cutting some holes. So you cut holes, kind of make some, make kind of a bit like a square. So you cut kind of one at either end, and then in the other end a bit like you're making kind of 4 points, and then if you fold it round the other way, you can kind of find the kind of eighths of a bit like a clock face if you were doing it sort of 4 and then another 4 holes around it. So I mean, it doesn't matter too much as long as they're equally sort of spaced, but yeah, then I put the ring on and tied through these holes. You don't have to do this apparently, but I think this is the easiest way to do it. You kind of tie the skin onto the ring, just going through, threading it through and tight. It doesn't have to be overly tight, but sort of, yeah, quite tight. And you can kind of see that it takes a bit of shape now, and I just measured it at the end just to sort of see what it would look like on the drum and see if we're on track. It was a little bit fiddly. Tying it together. Yeah, there we go. So you've got the sort of star, and here I am, yeah, just showing you on the drum. So it will look like that, but actually that's the wrong way up. So if I just flip it around, yep. And now what we do is we start threading all of this rope back to add some tension. This took quite a long time again, so I kind of got more into it. The more I did, the faster I got, and I did experiment with just burning the end of the rope because it kind of frays a bit, and then that just gives a little blob of, well, it's a bit plasticky. It was. I was in a well ventilated room, but that's probably not good for the chemical. But that did make it easier to thread. So there was various different things I did to sort of make it easier. And you can see I'm kind of making it tighter as I go. If I'd have done it again, I probably might have done it a bit less tight until the end. So you kind of want, yeah, loose, and then yeah, there's a knot where I put 2 bits of rope together, because that was from the past person who put the drum together. It was 2 bits of rope, but that's fine. It actually made it a bit easier because I had less rope to thread, and I threaded the other bit and then tied them together. And then, yeah, at this point I've gone round and just tightened all of the rope. So that's putting pressure from the top ring down onto the drum skin. Like I say, it is fiddly. And then the last bit of rope kind of had a little bit excess, which you can kind of wrap around the bottom. So tightening again, and at this point, yeah, I removed the string that was holding the skin together. And you can see there's a nice overlap, so that's why you need that extra length or extra diameter. This was a good amount of extra. You pay more for a bigger skin, but this was about right, so I think I judged that well. And then again, I'm going around tightening, each time tightening more, pushing down on the ring, and it gives a bit more slack. And it was quite hard on my fingers. I think probably I could use a tool to do that, or some gloves or something, but yeah, you can see there's a bit of a tone. It's looking far more like a djembe drum again. Okay, so pulling the skin through the 2 rings and then cutting the excess. It's important to do this while it's wet, otherwise it's going to be extremely difficult. And it's a lot neater if you do it like that. So pulling the excess through and then cutting it. Okay, so you can hear the tone slightly changing as I leave it to dry, and yeah, it's definitely becoming more drum-like now. There we go. So I just left it outside in the sunshine. I've had a bit of a heat wave, so that was ideal just to dry it a bit quicker. And you can hear again the tone has changed. Yeah, and it's important to kind of give it another tighten. So I kind of tightened it again after this point, so really kind of pulling down on it, and then sort of tying the excess on the bottom. But I'm pretty happy with that. So the excess rope, you can kind of just put it round the bottom of the drum, or if needed you could add more tension by putting it in between, but it didn't really need it, so I just tied it around the bottom, and that's sounding pretty good now, after maybe an hour or 2 drying. But it was a sunny day, so you could leave it for a lot of hours. Did get a blister, but a little bit inevitable. Yeah, and I was very pleased with that. Just final little checks, and yeah, sounding good. So then went to drop it back, and yeah, Ewan was very happy with the result. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found that useful. I'll put the link in the descriptions where to buy the drum skin, or do let me know if there's any questions. I'll probably do another drum or 2, but yeah, this was quite nice to document, so you can kind of see how to fix a drum.